Great practice facility here at PGA National. You know, they say practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And that's where the Dave Pelz golf schools come in. Dave Pelz has helped thousands of golfers with their game, their short game, all parts of the game. We caught up with him at one of the business conferences, and you're putting together an amazing schedule of these type of golf programs and golf schools all across the country.
We have some great exposure to golf in this country. We have 6 schools at permanent locations: Florida, Georgia, Colorado, California. We're pretty much all over, but then in the summertime, our staff travels. We go to 40 cities, and it's countrywide. We do a lot of teaching, and we're helping a lot of golfers shoot lower scores. That's our whole purpose. That's all we want to do, is help you get the ball in the hole faster. We want you to have fewer putts, and we want you to hit your wedges closer to the hole.
And your teachers follow it to the T when they work with your students.
Absolutely. We've tried and tested many teaching techniques, many technologies. I did all the research, and all my teaching is based on research. The things I learned, it's based on what I call it reality teaching. I don't care what you're trying to do. I want to know what you're doing in your swing. A lot of players say, oh, I do this and I do that, and they really don't. I measure what you do. Once we find out where you're weak, we start improving the mechanics. The base of the swing is based on mechanics. If you can't swing the club around your body, if you can't aim your putter, if you can't do the fundamentals of mechanics of the game, then you're probably never going to be a very good player. So we work on mechanics. Then we work on rhythm. Then we get the mechanics into that rhythm. I put the putter down, I look at the hole, I look back at the ball, I take the putter back, I go through. Now that's a boom, 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 boom. Now I've got a rhythm, my good mechanics within the rhythm. If I do it 500, 1,000 times, 2,000 times, 5,000 times at the end of next year, when you put all of that rhythm and all that technique into a system, it starts to become a habit. You start to own it. Now you don't think about it anymore. Now my mind, instead of thinking about boom, 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 I do the boom, 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 boom. It really becomes simple enough for the average golfer to gain from it. When a golfer goes to our 3-day school, if we measure a year or 2 or 3 later, their handicaps are about 4.5 shots lower. And that's significant. If you're a 12 and you can get to an 8 or a 7, that's a big change. And it helps. It helps to be exposed to the pros. You know, a pro doesn't really hit a putt any different than an amateur if the amateur knows where to aim and how to read the greens. I happen to be lucky enough to work with some of the best players in the world, and we do a lot of research. Phil Mickelson was one of my dear friends, but he came to me and said, could you help me? And I said, what are you talking about? I mean, you're one of the best short game players in the world. What are you talking about? He said, I need a tournament. 1/4 of a shot per round for 4 rounds. I said, why? Where'd you get that number? He said, well, look, I've lost 6 majors by 1 stroke. If I had gotten into those 6 playoffs, I would have won one. I've never won a major. I've played in 43 majors. I've never won one. So we started working. Believe it or not, he improved his short game in a few little areas, and he's now won 5 majors. Makes a big difference if you really tune up your short game, if you really tune up your putting.
You're talking golf 365 days a year. Do you ever get tired of talking about the golf swing, the short game?
You know, Tony, I really don't. I go to sleep at night thinking about golf. I wake up, I'm thinking about it. I have built an unbelievable facility in my own backyard where I walk out my door. It takes me 38 seconds from when I'm sitting in my living room to being on the deck with a wedge shot in the air. I can test, I can research, I can try all the different techniques myself. I go to occasional schools, they call them signature schools. If I'm in it, it's a signature school. If I'm not, it's really a better school. Honestly, people say, wait a minute, I want to go to a school you're in. Look, if you come to a school, make sure I'm not there, because if I'm there, you're going to want to hear stories, and I can talk. I could tell you stories because I've lived this whole thing for many, many years. You get more work done in your game, and you probably improve a little more just coming to see my staff. They're better teachers than I am.
Thank you, Dave Pelz.